This is the Prairie Hotel at Parachilma. It's been licensed since 1876.
Parachilma is one of those tiny towns which, if you're not looking, you could easily pass by. Today it comprises nothing more than the railway station, a few buildings which have been used as cheap backpacker accommodation, and the very attractive and recently modernised Prairie Hotel. Parachilma was the rail siding where copper ore from Blingman was transported to.
This is the main street of a little town in the Flinders Range called Blindman.
Copper was discovered at Blindman by a shepherd, Robert Blingman, in 1859. Copper mining occurred in the area from around 1862 through to 1918 when the ore ran out. In total, around 10,000 tonnes of copper were removed from the area, with most of it being mined in the years between 1903 and 1918, when the town's population peaked at around 2,000 people. One of the greatest problems, which still exists today, had been transporting the copper economically from the mine to the nearest ports. Today the settlement verges on being a ghost town. There is little more than a pub and a few houses, with the main interest lying in the remnants of the old mines, which exist in all their rusted glory. Blingman is a very tiny little settlement with a hotel, a post office, a general store and very little else. That's literally about it. The police station dates from 1874 and the North Blingman Hotel has parts which date from the 1860s, although there is a decidedly modern glassed-in swimming pool next to the hotel which, given the size of the town, seems an extravagance out of all proportion to the rest of the town. This miner's cottage, made from weatherboards and a limestone fireplace, dates from 1862. It will seem to visitors that the most important building in town is the captain's cottage, but this old, unused mud and daub cottage is as old as the town.
Well, it's early in the morning and we're cooking breakfast. I don't know whether it's an indictment on Brett's cooking or not, but it's right outside the cemetery.
The Blingman Cemetery lies at the southern end of the town, is old and dilapidated, but it tells a remarkable story of survival in this harsh land. Here are graves of women who died in childbirth, of men killed working with explosives near the mine, of little-known explorers like William Keckwick, who died in 1872, who was the second in charge to John McDowell Stewart when he crossed Central Australia.
The sign said the Great Wall of China, and that's it along the top of that ridge up there. What an amazing structure. From our vantage point at the Great Wall of China lookout, we look to the right, and this is the view that we have. Absolutely gorgeous. There's the Great Wall of China coming into view.
Stuffed up. Heading into the main part of the Flinders Ranges, the road which will wind around and take us down to Willpina Pounds.
One of the creek beds running through the range. There are hundreds of them, obviously. Stop here. Come over a hill and be confronted by this, eh? Banyaroo Gorge, I guess that's how you pronounce it. Imagine there'd be a bit of water flow through this if it really came down. There are a heap of tourists in the park today, so you wouldn't want to meet someone coming the other way who's a bit of a cowboy, that's for sure. Some of these old trees and everything through here, absolutely beautiful. Deep here. Taking the oil out.
let your nose open, need a push.
Okay, this is the hill we've just come up. And down below there is Banyaroo Gorge. This is the view from Razorback Lookout. Probably one of the highest points that we're going to reach, I'd suggest, today. Yeah, it just looks like we're driving through parkland on top of a hill. There's a fence there, so maybe that's pastoral land. Maybe. Slowly winding our way down out of the ranges that we've been travelling through, heading down towards Willpina, which is around about 8 kilometres away. This is Willpina. I was expecting a town. There's a resort, there's powered sites and a campground. This is at Willpina. It's taking absolutely no notice of anyone going past. It is behind a fence, so it's probably a pet. Okay, this is Willpina Pound and what it's all about. Apparently it's a natural amphitheatre, and the best way to have a look at it, of course, is to walk, and there's a lot of marked trails that suit your ability and interest. There's quite a number of those, ranging from 1 hour up to something like 8 hours, depending on which one you particularly want to walk on. You can get a bus trip into the place. We're on our way through. At this point in time we've got problems with an engine on one of the vehicles, so we're heading into civilization to get that sorted, so we won't be doing any of these walks. You really do need to come in here for probably about a week to experience what Willpina is all about. Beautiful countryside here. There's a shuttle bus takes you in and drops you off at the points where you want to walk from. There's a campground just through the trees over there, and there's also a resort here as well. Well, we're on the road now to Hawker. This is Hawker. ANZ, what bank are you in?
The Witch Bank.
Oh, right.
It'll do, ANZ will do just fine, champion.
Nate was the first time that a motor vehicle was driven east-west across the Australian continent. The vehicle it was done in was one of these devils, an old Talbot. Well, it was probably a new Talbot at the time. To commemorate this, 100 years on, they're touring the country with this particular vehicle. And we're in Hawker just as it's arrived in town, would you believe?
If you enjoyed this video, there's over 200 more just like it on this channel. Subscribe and hit the notification bell and we'll let you know when our next video is available. If you liked this video, hit the like button. And if you weren't that impressed, please don't hit the dislike button. Instead, tell us why, so that we can do something about it. Thanks for watching.